Hello, welcome back. I Couch, the best place for your friends get game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Tom Blight. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Dylan, excited to be here, back on the show, so this show can return to form.
Oh, it was just me and Ciaran last week. That's right. Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot that. Sorry.
So you're suggesting it was non-informed last week?
I would just like to point out, if you listen to last week's podcast, you'll find that unlike when it's just you and Ciaran and I tune in and it's just like 2 minutes into the podcast, it's shit talking on me. Like you'll find that it was clear of any and all
I know,
throwing off hands.
You guys can't shit talk about me. It's just impossible.
Don't even. It's a can of worms. If opened, it would never end. I'll see you, Ciaran much.
Hello, it's what a week. What a week,
me,
gamers.
I know it's not between the questions, but I need to ask right away. So the tattoo, how'd that?
It
definitely looks bigger than what I thought it would be.
It is. Let me just. I'll angle my thing down so you can see. It's not.
That looks bigger than what I thought you originally pitched. To be honest,
I didn't. The thing is, right? I went into the tattoo artist and was just like, "Here's my idea. Here's what I want. You do what you want to do with it."
I'm trying to explain that for the audio.
So this is just from the anime Black Clover. This is just the main character Asta and his demon Lieb. Sorry. And then so this is only half done. So I've still got to color it.
So to be clear for people, it goes from about his wrist all the way up to
my. It's like my forearm.
Elbow joint.
Yeah. It's like my inner forearm. Which is like the spot on my body where I've always wanted tattoos. Is like
do we know if there's a biological term for that?
No, because the external part is the weenus, so I don't know if the inner elbow is the weenus, right? So I don't know. But yeah, no, that was like 6.5 hours of my life yesterday.
So you're going to color it?
Yes. So like 3 weeks time, I'm going back to color. It's a lot of fucking black because So like the outline was done at like 1:30 yesterday, and then we kept going until 6 p.m.
I mean, it looks pretty good like how it is.
It looks really good how it is. Like even just like how it is, I'm like, man, yes, because I've seen what it looks like with color, and it looks fucking awesome with color. But even then, like what it is right now is just I'm not walking around with like a half finished tattoo. It just looks like I've got a black and white tattoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's finished.
So it's good. It's good shit. It was fun.
Can't play too much. All right. Talking about tattoos, sometimes that makes your life strange. Hey, Ciaran. Let's talk about Life is Strange. Double exposure. That was good. I thought. That
was good. That was good. That was good.
How much have you managed to play? I've managed to play 2 chapters basically.
I played one and a bit.
Yeah.
I played 1 episode Wednesday night when it came out, and then I've started the first like section of it this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, my fucking god, if they had just released this when its early access period had come out, would have been so much better and more fucking convenient for me. Because coming out 2 days prior to Dragon Age was not the play. Was not the play at all.
Can I also say, before we dive into like just a little bit talking about our actual thoughts on the game, I'll just get my two big negatives out of the way because you just mentioned the early access thing. So I do like I kind of prefer, even if it's like finish the game and just still release it in chapters, because I think it's a fun way to do it personally.
Yes.
And then B, this paying extra money, getting early access plus a couple extra costumes is very weird for me, a game like this to me. It's even weirder when you beat the chapter 1 of the game, and then between chapter 1 and 2, it goes, "Hey, do you want the cat missions in chapter 2? Upgrade to the deluxe edition now." And I'm like,
it did not do that for me.
Do you have the deluxe edition?
No, I just bought the standard because I wasn't paying the fucking stupid price.
Yeah, because I finished chapter 1 before I started chapter 2. It's like,
not do that
you should buy the DLC or else you won't be able to see the mysterious cat. I'm like, what is the cat? Do I care? No, I don't. Moving on.
Yeah, but I just wish it had been its release date, because I think that would have given it a much better place to be released in general. But then also, I just would have liked the time just to chill and focus on it and just get it, play it over a course of a week or something.
Well, you could have just not played Dragon Age.
Yeah, no, that's not an option. That was never an option.
So the story for this one is pretty much Square Enix broke the used hammer that says, if struggling, break and bring out Max Caulfield. Hammer. And that's what we're back. This game is she's in her. Oh no, she's
It's
like
10 years
our age.
after
Yeah.
the first game, so
She's like 30 or like old.
Like late
30?
20s. She's like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, she's late 20s, early 30s in this game.
She was in high school in the first game, Dylan. I don't think she's suddenly 30 years old.
Well, then she's like 27 or 28.
I don't know. Age, I will say, right, ages in this game is fucking weird because, like, you're in a university, but there are a lot of people that you're like...
I don't understand how university works either, so this game's very confusing to me.
Because I'm like, who's a teacher here? Who's a fucking student? You all look like mid-20s. All of them look mid-20s except for like the principal. The rest of them all look fucking...
It's the oldest cast of characters this franchise has had.
Yes.
Now, the last one upped it a little bit, early 20s, I believe, was...
Did you just play True Colors? I can't remember.
I didn't finish it. I need to go back.
I've finished it.
But they were like early 20s.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the oldest character. Not complaint, but it's just something set up. You very early in the game get to decide your max's, like what version of max you're playing due to some like story decisions. It's like, hey, what's that blue-haired girl, her picture in your wallet there? What's that about? And you can choose like she was a high school sweetheart or
did you break up or did she die?
Yeah,
is like the other option.
And then there's like something else. Some other choice you make that affects the player. Either way, I picked the options to continue with my canonical choices throughout all these games because you even got to pick something like this before Life is Strange 2 to decide if Arcadia Bay was blown up. So
what I found funny is no matter how part of me deep inside wants to choose that Chloe lived, I literally sat on that screen and was like, I just can't though because I didn't choose that in my Life is Strange playthrough.
No, you got to commit,
and I don't think it's right. So I was like, no, like the Bay survived and Chloe died, which fucking sucks.
So she's alive in mine because I let everyone die in Life is Strange, and I still live with that choice, and that's fine, and I don't care. So I mean, in my game, it's like Chloe and Max broke up, but interestingly, you can scroll through the social media in the game, and Max still follows Chloe, and she's still tweeting out stuff. So,
that's kind of sad that I don't get that.
Yeah,
that's
you don't get. So she posts stuff like, "Hey, like she'll be posting like at this city and whatever else." Like, so she's still very much alive and just in a different part of America.
That's cute.
That's happening off to the side.
Sad, but cute.
So, and I got
I've got a quality critics article I put together. And I just remembered one quote from Charlie over at Checkpoints Gaming. She's like, all I'll say is this: I didn't let a whole city die for a girl just to leave me on Reddit on a text.
It's a very fair quote because there's you can also read the last text messages between Max and Chloe if they alive before their breakup, and their breakup obviously happened in person or something because the last messages between them was like, hey, I'll meet you downstairs after this, like because the post. And this is the same story I had because in Life is Strange 2, in the second last or last chapter of that, when I was out, when you like travel out to the middle of nowhere, I can't remember where.
The caravan and
stuff. One of those pictures has Chloe and Max as a picture you can find there. And then there's this person's like, yeah, they were like traveling around or whatever. That picture's in this game. Like I have that same picture on the wall. So all my choices, I'm sticking. Like I've carried the same narrative for all these games. But yes. It's break that. Basically the setup for this game, and it takes a while. The first chapter doesn't really it's not until the end of the first chapter.
There is no supernatural elements realistically in the first episode.
And I don't really have any complaints, but it's like you basically introduced to Max and her friends. She's like her main friend Safi, she dies mysteriously. And then like basically Max awakens a new power. Because she doesn't have her old one for reasons, shrug. But her
she just kept him dormant.
No.
She doesn't want to.
If you reference it, if you ever try and press the button,
she says it hasn't worked for a while.
Yeah, it hasn't worked for a long time and stuff like that. Yeah.
Repression.
Yeah. But now she has this other power where basically after Safi dies, she can now like switch between these two realities. There's one reality where she's alive, and there's another reality where she's dead. And then you basically just trying to figure out where.
No. It's funny. It's funny because at the top of your screen to tell which reality,
alive,
it says alive or dead. Like it's just what is, and it's like, and like all of the adjectives. If it's to direct you to speak to them in a particular, it'll be like alive world. Gwen, you have to go speak to them. Like it'll have like the world in front of their name. It's so fun. I was laughing. I was like, "What the fuck? This is so on the nose." But I guess that is the
It's
easiest way to describe it. Yeah, it's
one
the
world
most
she's
easy and
alive, one world
straightforward.
she's dead. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could be a little bit more subtle about it.
You could have like
It's fine.
Like from what some of the reviews I've said, like they did change the lighting for the different universes. Like one is more blue, like because it's
yes.
more depressing, and
Yeah.
one is more yellow because
Also,
it's,
every character's moving
brighter.
around more in one and
Mhm.
not one.
Oh yeah, apparently it's like Christmas or something.
Yep.
Holidays.
It's Krampus. Krampus is what
Krampus,
they're trying to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean that's basically set up. Now here's the thing. Before I give more thoughts, if you want to jump in here of the quality critics, Ash, only because I know that there are some varying opinions in the Australian landscape. James Woods, shouldn't have got the
So what I've got is an 8 at the moment. The quality critics were generally positive with the latest entry in the adventure game franchise. Many enjoyed the narrative the game tells, as the performances of the cast including the returning Hannah Tell as an older, more mature Max Caulfield. Critics also marveled how amazing the game looks visually, although all mentioned dealing with several bugs that soured their experience. The dissenting critic amongst the bunch found that it failed to provide a satisfactory conclusion to the build mystery and took the story in ways that diminished Max as a character.
So it'll be really interesting because we're playing the parts. I'll put it this way.
Yes.
So we're playing the parts that James, who's definitely the outlier here, and I just got done listening to the played podcast. Really, who else is worse than
James hasn't put out a review.
Oh, okay. Well, James just shat on the game on the Well Played DLC podcast.
Yeah. So, like I said, Charlie over at Checkpoint gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay. So, those two would peas in the pod. Which I'm very intrigued because James. I know if Charlie's review is the same, but James on the podcast was saying loved the first 2 chapters, which
that is
released.
A sentiment that I've seen multiple places now.
Yeah. So
like
love the
kind
first
of
2
funny
chapters,
guys also were like love the first 2 chapters
and then dives off after that.
Yes.
But then some people obviously have no problem. So I'm really intrigued to sort of get to the 3rd episode because that's where it apparently divides people between loving the game through to the end or whatever decisions it starts to make that narratively just destroys it for some people, which is very interesting to go from, man, the first 2 episodes, great, love this, could be game of the year contender, to fuck this game, it's a piece of shit. Like, it's such a drastic a change. So, Ciaran, how have you been enjoying your time so far?
I've loved it. I think it's very funny. There is times where dialogue and certain choices are very fucking cringy, or very kind of the writing's not 100%, but there's just like, I don't know if it's nostalgia or like there is like a warmth I'm getting from playing this game of just loving being back to not only this setting within Life is Strange, but with Max. I don't think any of the protagonists have ever hit as well as Max does in terms of just their general combination of dorky awkwardness, but then their passion and their love for photography and their art for the people around them. So I think I've said this every time Life is Strange come back. Like that first moment where you get to sit in a section and just listen to music while it's kind of flicking around different scenes and flicking around different.
In this game, it's right before someone dies, so it's great.
Yes. Yeah. It kind of builds right before somebody dies. It's builds, and you're like, oh shit, okay, yeah. And then you just kind of, I lay there on the couch for a while and was just chilled out to it because I think there is this, even like the opening to the first episode, I think is such a, it's Max and it's seeing how her personality has developed and her love for things has developed, and then also doing it alongside and getting to know Safi at the same time, and like kind of their exploration of this like abandoned bowling alley. And it was funny. There was moments I was expecting it to go like full Last of Us and like a fucking like a clicker to come bursting out of nowhere and start destroying everything, because that place looked like it was set during that, just minus some of the fungus. But yeah, it's I love the characters. I love the interactions. I'm to die for Max and her new potential love interest, or at least one of them, Amanda's kind of interaction that I've had so far.
I only love interest in one timeline. The other
one's like, hey, hold your horses. We can't get into a relationship. Somebody just died.
Yeah.
Probably just pump the brakes. Except for actually,
It does make for a very funny
kinda
interaction
weird.
though, like when, like, no, because she comes and visits Max after, like, they basically are like, let's go on a date. Well, you can choose to say if you want to go on a date.
Yeah.
And then like Amanda comes over and is like, yeah, we should probably like pause our romantic relationship considering your best friend just died. And Max is like, yeah, fair enough. But then when you like get powers and you flick over to the not dead or the alive timeline and you go talk to Amanda, she's like, you fucking stood me up for 48 hours. Like,
that was such a like a jarring thing. I was like, what the whoa. Okay, what is that? Which then makes me go, okay, why is Max not? Then I'm like, okay, now I'm curious as where's Max been for 48 hours?
yeah,
Why
Max is
wasn't she
definitely dead
there?
in this other timeline.
Is
That's where I'm
no,
at so
because
far.
yeah, that's the thing. Should Max be dead in this timeline?
If Max has been
So
missing
it's
for
like-
48.
Like, yeah. What is the time thing happening here?
So this is the thing. This is where don't know. Pretty early on. So you have to like go to like there'll be a spot at least in the first little area you get to do the power. And there's like a spot in the bathrooms, like near the bathrooms where you have to go quick, flick over. It's already set up that you can take objects from one universe and then take it into the other universe. Like it sets that up very early on. So then it goes to, all right, so then there's no object permanence. And then it never sets up the fact that Max took that object back to the other one, which I know would be fucking kind of boring, but at the same time, is like, okay, what is. I'm excited to see, because I'm obviously only part of the way to the second episode, how it sets up.
It's not, because it's not time travel. I don't have the same rules. Like,
it's the same day, it's just in a different reality.
yeah, it's in a different reality.
Yeah, but if you leave the reality at 6 o'clock, do you come back at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, it's running tandem. So yeah, if she goes and spends, that's what the interesting part.
So
is.
if she spends 4 hours in the other universe, she comes back. No time has passed.
Correct.
Okay.
No, she comes back 4 hours later in the.
Okay,
in
so
the
she like disappears from universe for 4
Correct.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Which means then, I guess, then having that stated, that means the anchor point is Safi's death, which isn't a spoiler because that was in the trailer and everything.
I mean, that's the premise of the game.
Yeah,
the premise of the game. I don't think that's a spoiler.
Safi's death, because that's why she was missing for 48 hours. Because that 48 hours she lived in the other. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because she has this conversation with Amanda, and that where she's like, "You stood me up for 48 hours," and Max says, "Well, it was 48 hours ago that Safi died." So then straight away, I'm like, "Well, 48 hours ago, Max died in this fucking timeline." Like, I don't know what that, or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to work it out. I could just play the game more, but that's not fun. I will say I haven't had no technical trouble. I don't know if it's been patched since release. That would explain something. I've had absolutely zero issues.
Yeah, none.
With me, no stuttering, no music things, and these
It
games
could be
usually,
just those first 2 episodes they nailed.
It could be.
That's
very
why they
true.
were early access.
Very true. That said, I do come into Life is Strange games usually expecting some sort of buggery with them.
I will say, I haven't even gone back to play the remaster of Life is Strange 1. I really love like the character models in this one.
I was about to say I really like the character models, and I really think the mocap and everything looks good as well. The voice acting and stuff as well, I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks like Life is Strange, but I think because of the animation on the models, that's I think what feels like the biggest upgrade. Like they still has that Life is Strange art style, but just like more in the facial, like the way they give emotions and stuff, I think. Which is good. More subtle things you pick up.
Even just like stuff like Life is Strange. Fuck. The first episode, I reckon 20 minutes of my playtime of that first episode was me sat going through Max's phone.
Yeah,
and reading all of the text messages, reading all of the social media posts, like going through everything. That was legit 20 fucking minutes. And I was like, whoa, it felt good because I was like, this is something I would do in a Life is Strange game. But it's funny how it just happened. But there is like everything to do with this game is just like they get the music, like the music feels Life is Strange. It just feels like it's like a homely kind of feeling to me in terms of a game to play, like to hang out and play and just. Yeah, I don't think I got that during True Colors, and maybe not even. Like, I think maybe it was back before like Life is Strange 2, even with like Before the Storm and the original Life is Strange. To me, I feel like this is a lot closer, not just because it's Max, but so far this one feels a lot closer to those ones as a whole at the moment.
What do you reckon your favorite Life is Strange is?
I think it's Before the Storm.
Mm.
I think Before the Storm gets just a little bit higher than Life is Strange 1. And then I think True Colors, and then Life is Strange 2. I think Life is Strange 2 is my least favorite.
I also feel like Before the Storm is my favorite, but I don't know if that's just because it's a prequel to a story.
And it was Deck 9. That was Deck 9's first.
That was Deck 9, yeah.
There's Deck 9's first, or was Before the Storm. It was funny. I was walking around that university campus as Max the first episode, be like, "Hey kids, anybody playing D&D?
Yeah,
Any D&D lovers? Any?"
But did you find the cool box puzzle thing?
Yes.
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 Which I want to know how that continues. So this kid like what do you call it? Like
it's a puzzle box.
Puzzle box, and spits it, and you can like pick it up. But by the time you finish the first chapter, it's like
you've already
X
done
amount of players completed it. X amount of players didn't even pick it up. I'm like, okay, interesting. See how that plays out. All right. Well, I'm keen to play more.
Me too.
Amongst the million other games that are releasing at the moment. So. All right, the other big thing that dropped this past week that everyone here has played, at least some of, I know, Pokemon trading game Pocket took the world by storm. 10 million downloads in its first 48 hours. Ash, go to you because me and Ciaran have spent most talking last bit. What is Pokemon trading card game Pocket to you, especially as someone who's downloaded this? Like, I would feel there's a lot more people like yourself downloading this than people like me. Like going, well, yeah, I'll give it a go.
What do you mean by that?
I just feel like there's a lot of people going, I like Pokemon, but like not like, like, I'm like, I buy the cards, you know what I mean? I feel like out of 10 million players, I bet you it's a lot of people are, like, I like Pokemon, I'll download this, give this a go.
I mean, it's the Pokemon trading card game, but brought to a digital format, I guess, but simplified as well. Obviously, it isn't like it's hardcore. They've tried to implement this more streamlined kind of like first person to defeat 3 Pokemon win the card game or whatever. But then you also have this collecting element, which is you get to like physically open these packs of cards, and they'll spit out the 5 cards or whatever in your pack, and then you'll have to wait several hours until you can open another one, unless you pay a bunch of money, in which you can get a bunch of like I don't know, what are they called, pack hourglasses, and they'll spit it up, and you can get open up more packs. They did a really bad job that first day because they like gave you a ton of those pack hourglasses, and I'm sure I, like everybody else, just farmed just used them all in one go. And it was like you opened like 20 packs that first day, and now you have to wean yourself off like a fucking addict. So like dealing with just a couple.
I mean,
I can only do a couple.
So if you get shop tickets, just like you can use those.
Yeah, you can buy, but there's only so many shop tickets you can get.
Yeah, I know, but you get shop tickets.
Listen, Dylan, I'm not going to get 20 packs in one day anymore. Okay. It's a problem. Obviously very fun. There's definitely enjoyment in opening the packs and like seeing what cool cards you get, and like hoping you get like super rare ones. It probably doesn't feel as great as like having an actual physical deck of cards in your hand, but it's as close as you can get without spending any money. I think the actually battling element of it is something that still needs work. I feel like it's kind of unbalanced. Like there are certain cards that like as soon as somebody plays, like fuck it, it's over. There's definitely an element where if somebody gets a super powerful Pokemon out early, like it's over. There's no coming back. There's no way to defeat them, just the way. Or I think I saw a card that lets you like pull lots of energy cards like really quickly. And
there's a couple meta decks already, and I'm definitely already playing one of the meta decks.
I'm playing one of the meta decks as well. There is I think it's Misty has.
Misty's a meta
Misty
deck.
is, as long as you keep flicking heads, you get to put energy. I think it's just water energy, but you just keep putting water energy on.
So people play that with Starmie or
I'm playing
Articuno.
Yeah, I'm playing that actual deck, Starmie and Articuno.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Card games always have
card games. As long as if you ever play a card game, it's always like there's meta decks, and you just
But yeah, I'm having a good time opening the cards, collecting them. They've already done their first event or whatever, kind of like
Clefairy and
the Clefairy and Meowth
no,
thing.
Chansey and
Chansey and Meowth. You can collect
I've got
like
both already.
card pockets to like put your cards in.
Yeah.
So the
Got
back
'em all.
isn't like the basic back thing. It's like
Have you guys
or like
claimed
play
your
mats.
free 2 weeks of the gold?
And I'll keep paying for it, to be honest.
I probably have. That is probably the lifetime of me playing this game will be the 2 weeks, and then I probably will be done with it.
Wow.
As long as I'm playing it, I think I'll pay. It's $15 a month.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous.
It's not too bad.
I mean, that's how much every season pass of Marvel Snap
Yeah.
is.
so
So
it's fun. So you're not enjoying the battling then, Ash, is what I take away from it.
I mean, the battle is fine. It's just if you get unlucky and you face somebody who's obviously meta gaming, it's not as fun.
Yeah, so this is what I'll say. I have some little points about the battling and stuff in this, but I would say the biggest gripe so far is, and this will get fixed once they add a ranked mode, because then I'll just jump into ranked. But currently, I felt like I was trying to help people out because I was like, okay, when you go into battle, what's it called? Hold on, I'll double check. You have two options when you
Either
to
have
do a random
solo or you can do.
Well, no. Even in battle settings, it's either beginner, recommended for novice battlers, or trading card game player, recommended for players who are familiar with battling or are looking for a challenge. So I did trading card game player, but I do feel like there's a lot of people, before I realized this was a setting could change, that are just in the beginner and just going ham with the decks. There's no difference. You don't get more XP or anything. I think once I add rank, that'll help that a little bit. But then also, I feel like the other thing is that it is really shitty and annoying that you get 0 XP for losing.
Yes. Give us something.
You should give it, yeah. So if you get 15 XP for winning, I just feel like maybe even 5 for losing.
Yeah.
Or something. Like make it at least worth the time. Ciaran, all right, you reckon you're going to play the game for 2 weeks, but how is your 2 weeks going?
I think it was going really good like the first couple of days because you got that stupid amount of packs.
Yeah.
I think the game got a stupid amount of packs, and that first night I was playing, I was a god at the wonder picks. Like the wonder picks, every single pick I picked was like the perfect card. Was the one I wanted. Was like
to be clear, a wonder pick lets you pick from a duplicate of somebody else's draw.
Booster. Yeah.
You can pick one of the 5 cards,
but like random. Like they shuffle them.
That's a cool idea.
It's a cool idea. It's been fun. I've been playing around every now and then. I open my boosters. There's one thing I don't know. What is the difference in the boosters? And I haven't looked this up. This
is something I don't think a lot of people realize. There is 3 different types of boosters, and there are specific cards inside said boosters.
Yeah.
So the Mewtwo has Mewtwo pack, Charizard, Pikachu, and there's a couple other cards. When you select the pack before opening, there's a little thing above it that tells you the specific cards.
Well, there's an offering rate in the bottom of the corner that you can click and you can see.
Yeah.
So that is the only difference really, which
packs.
is different than
I
real
will
life,
say,
because real life, it doesn't matter what picture's on the card. It's just random.
Have you seen the discourse that is currently going on about
the pack? Yes, the people reckon there's a way to crink. It's not a real thing.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. There is currently there is an OP card in this set.
Is it Misty?
No.
What is it then?
Farfetched.
Farfetched?
Yes.
Why is Farfetched OP?
Because it is a normal type, 1 energy for 40 damage.
Okay, that is pretty powerful.
So people are currently part of the meta is just having Farfetched in a lot of your decks. And so if you get Farfetched in your opening hand, you can just use Farfetched to put pressure on the enemy, so it's harder for them to set up and harder for them to actually get going in their decks and what they want. And you just keep slapping them with a leak. Because the ability is literally just leak slap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the Mewtwo meta deck. I
haven't packed one, so yeah. No, I packed Starmie, so I was like, I'll just play the Starmie.
And look, the decks in this game aren't too dissimilar to playing the proper point. To clarify, the main difference here is, so in this you go for 3 points. You get a point every time you wipe out one of your opponent's Pokemon, or you get 2 points if you wipe out an EX Pokemon. in the real version of the game, there's at the start of the game, you put 7 cards face down off the top of your deck to the side. They're called prize cards. Each time you wipe out an opponent's Pokemon, you get to pick up a prize card and add it to your hand. The first person to pick up all their prize cards wins the game. If you wipe out an opponent's EX Pokemon, you get to pick up 2 prize cards. Very similar basics, translated slightly different for this game. It also means
and
that
the energy. Energy is the other thing.
Yes, energy. So you also have to draw energy cards and then place them on your Pokemon that one. 1 energy card per turn can be played on Pokemon. Same rule here. However, your energy is not drawn from your deck. It is just you just generate 1 energy per turn. Unless you get a card like the Misty one I was talking about, which can play it out. So I think the way that I was always very interested from the second they announced the game that they were like, we're going to slightly change the rules and make it more fast-paced for the mobile format and whatever else. I like what they've done here. I definitely feel like keeping up the meta and whatever else. I think there's potential to have an interesting twist on the game. I don't think it's ever going to be as deep or as exciting as watching the proper trading card game, because obviously there's a lot more going on there, 60 cards in a deck and whatnot. But I've been enjoying it. I think it's fun. The other thing I've found very interesting is cards that they put into the game that maybe look similar or look like they're from the real version of the game, but they're slightly tweaked, because they cannot have a lot of the cards can't have the same wording because the rules are different.
Okay.
And all that sort of stuff. So
okay, I was worried that there's it was just copies of the original game. So there is the option to tweak stuff there if they want to.
Yeah, all the cards.
Balance,
yeah. Basically, the cards in this game are all exclusive, unique to this game. They're not. There are some where you're like, well, there's a Pikachu EX that looks very similar to that, but it's different. It's not.
It's digital for a start.
Well, it avoids the MTG Arena problem, where MTG Arena have the actual cards from their physical set, but then they also have another mode called Alchemy, which allows wizards to tweak and nerf cards in the game, which splits its player base and makes it kind of messy in its UI and a lot of messy in terms of what packs you're opening.
So this way they're sort of working on. I mean, there is the Pokemon trading card game, the digital one. You can download. That's on the store. You can download that. That's where you can play that on your phone. You can play that on computer. That's where you can put those codes from the real Pokemon packs in and open them. And all those cards in that game, the digital ones, are the 1-for-1s that you're opening in real life. So there is an audience for both sorts of games. This one's definitely more targeted at people who just want the joy of opening the packs. But I do think that the potential is there for the battling mode to be interesting as well. But it definitely feels like the pack opening is the centerpiece, I guess, the collecting thing. What's everyone's levels and collection at? Is my intriguing question. I feel like I should be the highest because I've spent money on this game. So
yeah.
Oh God. Where does it show this information? So I'm level 9.
Yeah, so I'm level 14.
Yeah, I'm level 10.
Ash was crushing it the first day. First day, Ash was you were the highest. I've got 281 cards.
Yeah, and then if you tick the little box thing next to that, the binder thing, it'll tell you out of the set.
I've got 123 out of 226.
Yeah, I've got 124.
Ooh,
fucking, it's pretty good. So, I have 552 cards.
Oh my God.
And I only just have a few more than you at 159 out of 226.
Fuck. Do you actively swap your packs that you're opening? Because I until maybe the last day or so, I was a hardcore Charizard man. It was the only thing I was opening was just the Charizard packs.
No, I haven't been because I'm determined to get that fucking Mewtwo that's the animated one.
I got a whole bunch of the pruning cards.
I'm chasing that Blastoise.
Yeah, so I know what I'm after, and I feel like I'm not going to switch packs until I get it.
My favorite though is I do enjoy once you've added people as friends, they appear in your wonder picks. And if Ash has got a good Ash had a couple good packs that I'll be sniping that shit. I'll try and grab something out of that. Thank you very much.
What's your system for the wonder pick?
So this is the thing,
secret.
Right?
What is
so
the
this
secret?
is the thing. The first night where I thought I was a literal fucking god, I thought of it because I was like, all right, gut feeling. Whenever I'm opening, whatever is the first pack I think of in my head, I'm just pressing that button. That is the one. Because the one time I second guessed myself, No, the second time I did second guess myself, I was wrong, and the one I first thought of was right. So I just believed in that. Rest of the night, that was
Believe in
fucking
the heart of
great.
the cards.
Believing in the heart of the cards fucking worked. After that point, not so much. Haven't been that great since. Like in the last couple of days since, not great, not wonderful.
So I have a system, but it's not. I'm not going to try and say like it's hit and miss. But I just committed to the same system, so I can feel like I'm like just. I feel like if I just do the same,
It's
thing,
working a number of percentage of the time.
Yeah, because
like 20% of the time.
Yeah. Well, it's 1 in 5 cards, right? So yeah, I just click where the card is. That's literally my system. So if the one I want is in the middle and it shuffles around, I'm clicking in the middle again. And sometimes it works, obviously, because it's a 1 in 5 chance. But I feel like that if that's my system and it takes away any stress that may be caused of trying to figure out where it is or whatever, because I'm like, that's dumb. I'm never going to figure it out. No matter what, I'm clicking where it is. Problem solved. You just got one, didn't you?
Sorry, I just did a wonder pick and got a Moltray CX. And it looks very cool. Let's go. With my thought process of just picking the one that I saw.
I wish the Wonder Pick currency would reload faster.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't run out of it so far. I guess I've just been conservative.
Really?
It's like I was conservative with my booster packs until when I was like, fuck it, I should just open 10. And just open.
I think I got two. I got 2 lots of 10 because I paid the $35 for the bundle pack thing that's in the store, and it comes with some.
Maybe because I haven't unlocked it, it's slower. That could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Oh, I have all 3 of the legendary birds now. Let's go.
Was that like a?
It was a
Chivo.
Yeah, it was a Chivo. It was a Chivo.
I've got one. The only like trophy thing on my profile I've unlocked is collect a total of 1,000 cards. Oh no, collect over a total 500 cards. Sorry, and I'm nearly up to 5,000. But yeah, I mean I'm enjoying it. So,
have you been obtaining flares?
No.
That's when you have duplicates, right?
Yeah.
No, you have to buy them though. Like you click on a card and you
exchange it, but then there's another currency as well.
Yeah, so it makes it like all shiny
Stardust.
And shit.
Yeah.
What I need you all to do is we need to make sure we're liking each other's binders and stuff because that gives you
I haven't even set up
rewards
that
you can do. That's the trick.
You just like it every day?
I don't know how it works to be honest, but I know that like it'll pop up and say like I know Ash liked my binder the other day I think, and it was like here's a little reward for that.
I know you get a like every time somebody likes you or thanks you for your wonder pack.
Yeah.
Yes, so that as well. Now you can only like friends stuff once, but that's fine. Whatever. I need to go viral in Pokemon TCG/PvP, whatever it is we're calling it. It'll be interesting once I add trades as well to see how people go.
I will say, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, who the fuck you are?
People.
Dylan is. He's done it in the past. Nintendo, Pokemon Company, anybody else who does this shit, please fuck off with your friend IDs. Stop making your IDs long fucking codes. Just fucking usernames or fucking usernames with a number on the end of it. Or
QR code.
QR code or something. Also, actually, other thing that would probably prolong my use of this game, please, for the love of fucking God, put in a fucking dark mode. Stop having it be fucking... Stop making me flashbang myself every time I want to use it because... Fuck me, it is bright.
Yeah.
It is fucking bright.
Well, I know you said you're probably going to last a total of 2 weeks, but what do you think for the majority of people the longevity of this game is going to be? And what do you reckon that's based on?
I still think Snap's a better game. Like the game itself, I think Snap's better. I think the card collecting aspects and that, I think this is better. This is cardboard crack. I don't think Marvel Snap does it as well. I think Marvel Snap does it via its gameplay and you wanting to get better at that. I think you could enjoy this game without ever touching the battles or anything and just be a Pokemon collector and just open your booster packs and just build binders and trade when trade comes out and stuff like that.
I do really like you can make binders and like because you can move cards around. So it's that same. You can show off and like make themed ones where like here's on my Pikachu's or whatever. So stuff like that's cool, I think.
Yeah, I just think it's we need to keep doing stuff. It's good.
What
It's
the
good.
fuck are you saying?
I don't know. I don't know at all. It's just words are coming out of my mouth.
All right.
Yeah.
Final thing. I was just going to run through the November video game releases because we are in November. Of course, I'll skip ahead a little bit. Dragon Age Veilguard's out. Kieran's playing it, as he said. We'll talk about it next week because I haven't played anything. And
I played it as well. It's good stuff so far.
Cool. I'll endeavor to make sure I play at least a couple hours next week, and then you can talk about your 20 hours. I'll collectively play. All right. So aside from that, let me run through the upcoming list here. So, let's just start from next week. So, November 7th, Planet Coaster 2 comes to all consoles and PC. Are you looking forward? Do you care about that, Ash? I feel like no, not quite a simmy enough for you. Chicken Police Into the Hive looks cool. That's a sequel to that game. Mario and Luigi Brothership comes to Nintendo Switch. Of course, the new RPG Mario game. What just happened, Ciaran? Because you look very confused. Like, did you just?
No, I'm just very mad. I just quickly made a binder for fucking Pokemon, and I put the fucking the default fucking black binder cover on it. Makes the fucking whole thing black. Makes the background black. Motherfuckers, there is a dark mode in there somewhere. It won't be hard.
Metro Awakening comes to all PC VR, PSVR 2, MetaQuest 2, MetaQuest 3. The gameplay of that came out this week. Looks very good. Very creepy for fans of that franchise. Slitterhead comes out same day as well. Continuing on. PC, PlayStation, Xbox. Intrigued to see how this one turns out. It has a known developer behind it, but a very weird game. November 13th, Farming Simulator 25. Yeehaw. Is this game trying to kill me? Very intrigued to try this one out.
That's a separate one.
Yeah, sorry.
He isn't talking about Farming Sim 25 still.
I mean, Farming Simulator could be trying to kill me. Who's to say it's not, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Tetris Forever. It comes to everything. The Rise of the Golden Idol comes out to everything. That's a point-and-click adventure game. November 14th, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. If you haven't got enough massive RPGs in your life recently and want something more classical, see above.
Play the third one and then eventually play the first two when those come out.
Yeah, they said they're coming. So, you know, just play them in a weird order. It's fine. Whatever works. You know what I mean? Whatever works. Lego Horizon Adventures, November 14th as well. Just to clarify for people who don't understand, this game is the storyline of the first game. How weird is it? Do we think this is? I just want last opinions on this. Is it really weird, and was it a terrible decision for them to release this a couple weeks after releasing a remaster of the first game? I find it very weird.
I think it's very strange.
No, I think it's weird that they've released them remastered before this. They should have waited till I'm sure they just put it out when they had the remaster done. You know what I mean? But they could have held it till sometime next year.
It feels like
peak Horizon buzz.
Sony. This is Sony's hey, we've got to have something in this period. We got to do something. But then also, it almost feels to me like the Lego game is not enough for them. So they're we need something else. And then it's we've got that remaster. Let's drop that as well. You know? I
mean, I'm sure there is a universe in which somebody is playing the remaster and the kid comes in and is like, oh, that looks like fun. I wish I could be playing too. And then you play the Lego version, you know?
And then the kid's
I feel like they're
really weird. Why is Aloy in a Sackboy costume?
Yeah, I feel like they're catering to two different audiences. So I mean, I don't think it's that much big of a deal. But as a lot of people have been pointing out, it is kind of humorous that the remaster released on the same day as Veilguard, which is historically what happens to Horizon full games releasing at the same time as something else massive.
Literally, I literally think that they release these games. When they're scheduling the release, they just look and go, what's coming out? Let's make sure that we release a Horizon game right next to a massive, anticipated RPG.
But they're still pretty successful, so it doesn't really matter if it's competing against something else.
True.
Will the remaster be successful, though?
I mean, the remaster is different.
Remaster, whatever. I feel like the Lego game will be successful.
Mhm.
So, Path of Exile 2 early access comes out the same day as well. I'm sort of keen to maybe check this out. I don't know. I like Path of the Exile 1. I played a little bit of that back in the day. November 20th, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Towers of Agrabasha? I can't remember how to say it. On Your Tail comes out as well. I'm keen for that. That's like the anamorphic animals detective photography game. Oh, so it sounds like Life is Strange. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, PC, Xbox Series X. Finally, the game comes out. I want to this week. I keep having it ready to watch and I haven't done it. Xbox about a week or 2 weeks ago put out a documentary on their YouTube channel. It's about 90 minutes long. Like it's a full length documentary into Stalker 2. So I'm sort of keen to check that out. Obviously, I was already intrigued by the game's development because it's been such a long time since entries in this. But obviously, B, then you add in the war in Ukraine and stuff. So, and they're working through that. So I would like to watch that. November 27th, Critter Cafe. That's not last game I bothered putting on my list here that's coming out because it's cute. Ash, what are you picking up this month, you reckon?
Probably Horizon Lego Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's speaking to me, but
that plus
there's
Dragon Age
again,
your,
there's a lot in the backlog. But I think possibly the best thing that'll come out this month could be The Rise of the Golden Idol, which is a sequel to the Golden Idol. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just a Golden Idol.
Yeah, which was got rave reviews. So highly anticipated indie game. Could get bigger with this second release.
Ciaran, what's your most anticipated games this month, you reckon?
Oh, well, it's not a game though.
What's your most anticipated release this month?
It's the Steam Deck, baby.
It's already been released like ages ago.
Yeah,
not in Australia.
I think somebody
actually,
on this podcast already got one.
He does. But like he does. He's got one. He just went through underhanded channels to get it.
Black market.
I'm glad I had that in reach for that bit. That no
it's
one
just the Aussie thing. Also, just as like a fair warning for fucking everybody, places like Big W have started to put up listings for the Steam Deck. Just buy it from Steam. Just buy it from Steam.
So you've got to pre-order then, have you? Or?
No, because you haven't been able to pre-order them yet.
Okay. So how do you reckon how sure are you you'll get one this month?
Well, I'm going to pay for it this month. I'm not probably. I don't know. Probably not going
to. They haven't said when they're going to ship them out.
Your most anticipated thing in November is paying that bill for that
Steam Deck. And I'm okay with that. Because to be honest, right, I'm happy that nothing this month massively appeals to me because
you're lying. You want to play Dragon Age? Life is Strange we're playing.
I've got Dragon Age, Life is Strange, and Metaphor to go back to.
Yeah.
Like those three will see me good for the rest of the year, I reckon.
You're playing Horizon.
And then
Lego?
up until what was that? Sorry.
You playing Horizon Lego?
Yes, I will play it. Mostly largely to talk about it here, but I don't think it'll be on my big games of the year. It'll just be it was fun. I'm gonna go play this, and then up until December, like 9th, when.
Stalker, right? But that's basically December at that point.
Stalker, yeah, the same thing. Like it'll be when it comes to December, where it's like maybe I'll play some Indiana Jones, but I'm not paying for that. That's just Xbox. And then on top of that, also Marvel Rivals comes out December 9th,
which you're not paying for
or something. Which free to play. So
unless you buy whatever premium skins,
and then also dipping in and out of Deadlock whenever I feel like it. Yeah, gaming's been good. I feel good about gaming right now. I'm excited for my Steam Deck. You know what? Part of me was like, man. Both with Dragon Age at the moment, I'm like, man, part of me wishes I'd purchase this on PC so I have that option.
I don't feel like that's a Steam Deck.
But also at the same time, I was like, is this a Steam Deck game? This game's too pretty. I don't know if I want to be playing this on a Steam Deck.
Yeah. I personally would rather not play that on a smaller screen.
Yeah. Though I am excited just for the Steam Deck, just so I can. This will be my time to buy Hades 2 and play through Hades 2 on it, or at least whatever's out at the moment.
I have not played Hades 2 at all on anything other than a handheld PC. So
Yeah.
that's like that game.
So yeah, no, I'm excited to actually sit down and play that.
I played a fair bit of Life is Strange 2 on my PS Portal though, because that seemed like a good.
That was the other thing. That was the other thing. Life is Strange, because I was sitting there last week being like, do I buy Life is Strange on PC and then I can chill out and do that one?
No, that is definitely more of a chill out. I can play that game on a handheld. That's fine. That said, it like when I'm playing on my TV with my like proper surround sound setup and stuff, it has pretty good like sound in that game and the music and everything. So it does good on the Portal, but it's fine. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, next week we will be talking about our thoughts on Dragon Age, whatever the fuck it's called. I've already forgot. What's it called again? The Veilguard. They changed the name. It always keeps confusing me. Talk about that next week. So check out explosionnetwork.com for all of the great things over there. explosionnetwork.com/Twitter takes you to our next page. explosionnetwork.com/Discord takes you to our Discord page. If you want to support the show and Explosion Network as a whole, explosionnetwork.com/support takes you to our Ko-fi page to support us for as little as $1. And until next week, same time, same couch.